Welcome, everybody. You know me, just making coffee before everyone gets in. Welcome, VOD watchers. Good morning or afternoon, wherever you're at. Hope you're doing well.
So I followed back up with
Chris, music dude, makes music of all sorts. Doesn't like to limit himself, and I caught back up with him. He said that music won't trigger a copyright bot, so I can use it in my creative stuff. I told him I wanted to use it for streams, and he said, "Thank you for asking." You wrote him that nice letter yesterday. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Just grab some coffee and some water. Okay. So today, let's finish up some stuff. I'm gonna get into my control room real quick. Oh, excuse me. Kind of swallowed water. Welcome. All right. Got an eraser. I'm picking out which ones need sharpening. just light. Oh, there we go. Oop. Welcome, welcome. I'm getting started right away this time. Right away. And all right, sharpened up my pencils. Let's do this. Let's start. Sorry, try and get that out of my face a little bit. Welcome, welcome. Today I can just fill in the sky after I work on just making things a little brighter. Just having a little bit of coffee, folks. Sorry. It's my last coffee of the day, unfortunately. No more coffee till tomorrow. I had an extra coffee last night because I was being bad. I'm just doing some simple color pencil doodling. Just doodling with the color pencil. Almost done with this piece. I just gotta fill in the sky and just touch things up a little bit here and there in the values. Scumble in some more color, like right here. Welcome, welcome in. Nice to see you. Sorry about that. Had to take care of something in the background. Don't mind me. Relax, folks. You know, kind of just go get yourself a snack. Settle in. We're going to do this for a little while, and hopefully we'll be able to get to doing some more thank you cards. Some watercolor thank you cards today would be fun. Something else would be kind of fun. I've just been kind of lazily doodling on this for the last 2 days. Day and a half, 2 days. Welcome in. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a nice day. We're just doing some doodling, and then we're going to get into making some thank you cards for people. To enjoy a little painting in their lives. Literally a little painting. And again, closer done with this. Finally. Just been kind of lazy about it. But there's no deadlines for this, so it's just something I want to do. There's a bunch of this really big paper we have, so it's kind of fun to experiment on this large format. Thank you. Thank you very much for the compliment. Excuse me, I need to cough. I'll try it. Oh, excuse me. Back to it. Try to finish this up so we can move on to something else, you know? I need to put some sky in. Yeah. I think that's like the next thing to do. Just make those colors stand out a little bit more. And I guess that's the plan for now, at least. I've known a few people, just artists and stuff like that, who are significantly better than I am at colored pencil usage. But so I'm trying to kind of emulate what I know them to do, because I really am just kind of like just trying out colored pencils. Oops. There we go. Yeah. Since I'm like trying stuff out, it's kind of just like, well, I have an idea. Let's try to do this weird idea, this like interesting idea. I'm trying to also practice interweaving values. Like when I put in the sky, I've already thought out like what color is going to be here, and it's going to be different from the color up here. It's going to be different from the color down here, and it's going to be like a billowing, smoky cloud. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. There are some people in like like LA right now. I'm having it pretty bad right now, so I definitely can't complain. How are you doing? Let's go out to those living through the wildfires in LA right now. That's good. It's a blessing. Okay, there we go. We're gradually stepping up the. We're going from very light colors to very dark colors, so we're getting to the point where we're almost finishing the drawing. Everything is getting much more readable and much darker. which is good. More saturated looking. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. We're just kind of layering colors to get different sorts of three-dimensional effects. Which is a good strategy in this. You know, I only have like, what, these 12 or so colors. I don't even use the white pencil at all. There's really no need for the white pencil at this, unless I was on like toned paper. So it's really like I'm using 11 colors. So I have to get a whole range of colors from just like all. And if you work with like Prismacolor and stuff like that, you probably are used to having like every color of the rainbow. So you don't really have to like worry about blending and stuff like that as much, which is cool, you know. Some of these colors are very vivid though. I really like these. These colors are pretty cool. Go back and just clean up some of this. Here goes the ambulance. Hope you're all staying safe today. Just a reminder to be safe. And if you can't be safe, at least be lucky. Ooh, I should do a piece about luck. I should do like a whole page about like luck, with a whole bunch of cartoon, like aces and spades and stuff like that. Hearts and diamonds. So like I said earlier, like this is going to be orange, like that song, Orange Colored Sky. So essentially what I mean is like I'm not going to have yellow sky next to this yellow suit, or at least where it is like predominantly yellow. Like I wouldn't have it here. So I want to have some contrast. I want to weave the colors that I'm using and how hot or cold the colors are. I want to weave those together at least a little bit to get a little bit of contrast. Like there's a really good contrast right here. There's less so right here, you know. And what it's going to do is visually, it's going to make a hard edge right around here. And it's going to make a very soft edge right here. Right back, I'm going to drink some water. Hmm. I just want to say thank you again to uh, my mod team, who has been providing excellent camera gear for us to use to help document the art making process we're involved in. And again, just thank you to our mods. Thank you to those people who've been supporting us. Thank you to everyone liking and subscribing. We're on our way. We're almost actually to our 200 person goal for subscribers. With your help, we can get there pretty soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. That's my next goal. And then the next goal after that is 300 with your help. If you like, daily art content, I try to upload some drawing or some painting every day. Just a little sneak peek for those who might be interested. I'm going to take another pass at an oil painting, the werewolf boy hat painting that we did together on the channel. So that's like the next thing I'm going to take a look at. Maybe it can be, the sky can be green up here. Oh yeah, I said I was going to put in some explosions and stuff. Let's do that right now. I almost forgot. So that like last time. That's going to look a little bit strange, but it's going to make sense. What I mean by, oh, it's an explosion. You'll see. Or maybe it's more like fire, but There it is. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Then, oops. This is where I'll blend the two. My pencil got stuck underneath my other pencil and did like a kickflip. My bad. Ooh. And then see we run up against a wall right here. We're just doing optical blending. We're not using a blending stump. We're just putting colors right next to each other. And then that's how we're blending. Like you can see right here. If you look carefully, it's just bands and striations of color. And line. It's just line. That's all it is. To get this really cool three-dimensional effect that we're building up slowly over time. What we're doing is we're just going from a warm color to a very cold color. That's it. That's it, folks. I think I lost some people. They're like, what? What do you mean by that? Live streaming so much. Welcome in. Cool. And see, we did what we said we're going to do, and we stuck to the rule of interlocking our colors. So we have bright colors next to dark colors and dark colors as much as possible next to light colors throughout the entire drawing. And that makes instant contrast happen. And we're just optically shading where it just, it feels like there's a gradient happening, and the gradient is just the hue going from warm to cool. So you got your bright orange next to your green, and your like purpley blue next to your red. Just hot, cold, next to each other. And that's how we're achieving contrast here. Even though if you look really carefully, most of the lines are going in the same direction. So, if all these lines were like, say, tonal, like gray, black, and white, you might be able to see that there's just a directional line with just a little bit of gray to jet black in there. Sorry, I'm thinking about what I want to do. And I'm blending by just interlacing two different colors. There's no actual blending technique going on. Oh, there goes the ambulance again. So taking that guy off to the hospital. Oops, sorry, folks. And then I really like this yellow, so I'm going to just reinforce it in the composition. So just cross-hatching, and since the yellow is our base color, it's really just, I put it down as fast as I can because you barely even notice that there's like, I'm just like kind of, instead of, going line, it's so built up right now that you see where those little white spots are? I can start, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here and I'm just filling those in with color. Like I can definitely see it a little bit easier in the camera, but You can see it really easy on the camera. Where there's little bits that need a little bit more color dropped in there. And since yellow and orange are very analogous colors, I can just kind of I can soften the edge between this character and the plane around it, not make it so harsh. You can do the same thing over here with purple. And right here, we're just thinking about the color wheel, like a classic color wheel with 12 colors. It really works well with like a 11 or 12 color system like this. But yeah, so purple is the next darker color from blue, the navy blue that we have here. So I'm just filling it in with purple. Just on the edges where it's darker, or in the core shadow where it needs to be a little darker. Just filling that in. Making those dark shadows darker. Just a little purple in here too. And our drawing's almost done. I'm just gonna make the sky a little bit prettier. Do some of the things we've been doing, but do that to the sky. I'm using the edge of the pencil to get these really soft, fuzzy lines very quickly too. Fairly quickly. Fairly quick. No, it's not like we can't have any orange over here, but it's going to cause it to blend if we have the orange there. So we want to be considerate of that. So it's kind of like math. You have, in this instance down here, you have 2 cups of purple to 1 cup of orange. And you just, you follow those like little game type rules we set for ourselves as an artist. It's kind of a game. You have the rule like you can't have 2 colors that are the same color pencil. You can't have those touching each other. And kind of right here, I kind of like messed up. But see right here, this is blue to purple, and it still kind of like blends into each other, but not as much as if I use blue. And I'm trying to keep a bunch of this orange right here from touching this orange background. So I'm just doing some light strokes of orange in the background. I'm going to come up here with my green, if I can find it. Is that the right one? No, that's a dark green. I'm going to take the light green, and with the light green, start filling this in. And see, there's this orange next to this green, next to this purple. It's not like, I've done a pretty good job, but it's not like this orange line being next to here. This will just like blend into that. And that'll be a very soft edge. This green is right, and vice versa. This green is right next to this orange and red, And that's how we're separating like our characters and fun stuff like that from the backgrounds. I could keep like filling in the floor could be like yellow or something. I gotta sharpen my nail. Oh, I could have some more fires down here. Just like everything can catch you on fire. And then I can touch up some areas of the drawing that I don't like. Nice. Average viewer time is up from yesterday. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you being here. I'm just looking at some metadata. Let's do some like little tiny breakout fires down here. Kind of like these. Everything's just in chaos. That's what kind of emotion we're going for here. There's all these little fires all over the place and pools of just nuclear waste everywhere. Like if you've ever seen The Toxic Avenger, I have. And we have all these little breakout, like this corner could be like a. We're just adding things. And our little fires are just 3 little colors, folks. That's it. You can do this at home if you want. In fact, I encourage you to, draw at home, especially when things are, if they are kind of like bad weather where you're at right now. I know the weather is keeping me inside a lot lately. But I went out. Just stretch my legs, get walking. I took a quick skate the other day. Yesterday, I mean. I like to say I take a quick skate, which means I go around like the block or something. Sorry for the sound effects. I just like making the sound effects when I draw and paint. Keeps it fun for me, All right, folks. We're getting close to done. It's looking cool.
I'm just like filling in little holes where the color should fit. That's a cool drawing. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of color pencil stuff, but I want to finish this drawing. Just like general chaos. That's a cool doodle. It's fun experimenting with things like color pencil. All right. That's cool. That's enough of that. Let's try to get a good view. Cool. Cool. I'll fix the camera. Falls off the table. There we go. Oh. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. It's been about an hour. That's an interesting little doodle, huh? It's kind of hard to see online. Thank you for the lights. So that sounds me fixing the camera. Nice. Yeah, that's a fun doodle. It's a big doodle too. It's huge. Super cool. Super cool. Awesome. Go take a little break. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna fulfill a request. There we go. Look at that tiny little landscape. That's the frog we did. That got us a bunch of views. I'll record that because they're gonna want to see. A bunch of people want me to draw another cat. They're gonna want to see it on like a short. But here's another thing we drew in a tiny sketchbook. It's a leaf. Portrait. Another portrait. The raccoon. People seem to really like this. I got a bunch of views on the sketchbooks I've been making. We'll make a tiny little bookshelf for them. Maybe we can do that on stream. That'd be fun. just a landscape that I did in oil pastel. People go either think it's trash or they're gonna lose their mind when they come in and they see that. There we go. That's for you. Stretch my legs, taking a break here. Breaky wakey. If you like what you see, though, please like and subscribe. It really helps. Oh, thank you for all the reacts. Appreciate it. Let me put, instead of all mess, there we go. Thought some people might like this oil pastel I did last week of a barn. I haven't decided if I wanted to show this, like take a picture and show people. Just because I don't do a lot of oil pastel. I was doing it, I was like, I would put it down and then I'd take a razor blade and I would scrape away some of the pastel just to kind of like let some of the paper bleed through, show through. Isn't that cool? Like all that detail. There's the barn, and it had like a water wheel right next to it. Let me see if I can show you. I'll probably do like a little tour of this painting, maybe. Or drawing, I mean. This was a drawing. And then we got all this like grass and stuff down here, and this road that I really liked. And this is all like oil pastel. This is from an image you can find on Google pretty easily. I just did this for fun the other day. This is all oil pastel. I used a razor blade to get this sort of look. Let me see if I can get the whole thing in the shot. There we go. Painting lobster. I did this last week just for fun. I'm going to do some watercolor pretty soon. I just wanted to show this. I haven't shown anyone this art piece yet. There's like a stone bridge. This like stone barn in the background. So, I mean, like brick. It was pretty cool. There was also a water wheel, a little trough right here. You know, just touring the drawings that I do for fun. Some trees coming up. All the grass, and there's like water. It's supposed to be like small river. And these are just like grain, stalks of grain in the background. It's pretty cool. I wanted to show this off. I haven't shown this to anyone yet. Looks nice under good lighting. I'll be back to doing art in a little bit. I'm just taking a little break from my hands. I might get some fresh air really quick. Well, if you hear anything, it's just me making food in the background. All right, let's go back in storage, chat. I'm just getting some fresh air. We're going to do some watercolor postcards. I'll show you how to do this. I'm not set up just yet, so you get to see my supplies at least, like what I use. Let me go get my brushes. It's a pretty nice day out today. Let's sit in the red brush. I keep all my brushes in this thing. It's just like a giant mug on my painting table. We're going to need a large round and a few of these tiny little detailers. I got some more brushes, just some really cheapo brushes too. So here are a few of them. Last time I used these were terrible, but we'll see. Oh, yeah. Got some water brushes. This will be our board for now. Because I don't want people, just being like, he's taping it to the desk. Don't do that. Just true, you shouldn't do that. It's a very nice desk. They do devote only to art. I do not. They did too much tape. I don't know why. Decided to waste it. That's my bad, folks. And then you take your tape and you fold it over like that, so that when you pull it off, it comes off more easily. And you want to leave about 1/2 inch to an inch. Sometimes I make the horizontal stripes of border. These ones. I make them a little thicker so I can write stuff a little bit more easily. Okay. Some of my long hair got in there. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. We got a Sakura watercolor set. The Koi brand, or the Koi line. It's Sakura watercolors. It's so cold outside. It's like either too cold or too hot in here. So either way. I forgot one more thing. Okay, all set. Sometimes I like to start up the color. Take a spray bottle and just like spray down my palette. Not too much. Just enough. Okay, I'm going to look for some landscapes as reference for painting. You know, this used to be a photography and painting kind of like, you know, crossover sort of thing. It's like a trick. If you want to get some really beautiful landscape materials, like references, type in to your search engine of choice. Horizontal landscape photography. And you will usually get like much better photos for a reference. I learned about this trick on like Pinterest. We're just looking for a reference. Oh, there we go. So you get like panoramic shots when you type in horizontal landscape photography or something like that, you know, horizontal photography and stuff like that. you get these really long, sort of banner-esque photos that you can use as a reference for your watercolor paintings. And you never want to exactly just paint what you see in nature. That's nice. I like that. You never want to, you also get better, just like, even if they're not in that sort of format, if you just use those search terms, you get really good results for just regular size photos. Like, I'm going to keep that in a tab because that's really, really cool looking. You get good compositions normally when you use these search topics. Again, horizontal landscape photography. If you're a landscape artist, it's a really really good search terms for you to use. Last time I talked about this brush in particular, why we use that one. And then I got this kind of like cheapo one that isn't super great. I might need to like cut some of the brush fibers a little bit. Anyways, VOD watchers, if you're listening, those are some, I'm putting you on game with those good advice, those good tips about optimizing your searches. And that's very beautiful. Wow. Panoramic water photo print. Dang, that's really cool. I would have that. Wow, that's pretty. Landscapes are so pretty. So we're just looking for some reference material for a painting. That's it. Oh, now I'm game. As I go further and further down the search engine, it's just giving tips and tricks about landscape photo. Like, there's a nice one. This is a licensable. I don't want to use that. Just okay. We're just going to use this as inspiration. We're not going to paint or draw directly from it. Hey, the images underneath this one, though, are looking kind of promising. Okay, so this is all formatted just the way that we like. Cool. Wow, some of these shots are beautiful. Panorama just looks so interesting, too. This one has a really interesting sky. The reference I'm looking at right now has some like dark, moody clouds and has some sunlight. There's just it's like a row of trees next to a field. It's a very pretty reference. I'm just trying to choose carefully what I want to draw or paint. Open this reference in a different tab. Now I have another one. Open image in new tab. Okay. And then we'll keep looking for a reference we like. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's like mostly just like green, and I want to. Green's not really my favorite color as far as like painting goes. A bunch of it just kind of looks tacky to me. Like green field with blue skies. It's so bland that it's not easy to make look beautiful. Doesn't really appeal to me. It's not very interesting visually. That's cool. I could do something with this. And we're using these as inspiration. We're not necessarily painting one for one realism, because that's not where we're into. We're not in one to one realism. But the impression of realism through impressionism, that sort of trick of the light sort of style of paint. We do some stuff like that. If you missed us earlier, we were taking a look at an oil pastel I did with a razor blade. So this is just like carefully removing color. There's a field with a stony bridge and stuff. It's a little water wheel. I did this. I haven't shown anyone this yet. I really like it a lot. We're looking for references right now. We're going to do some watercolor. Sorry, Chad. It's just it's like how do you nicely say this is your house? You can come and go as you please. You don't have to ask. I just got a very childish question from someone. I'm just kind of like face palming. Don't mind me, chat. I'm just thinking. Of course. I just made like a bunch of food. Of course you can. Oh, that's really cool. Now I'm seeing like some landscapes with like an orange sort of tinge to the sky. Like purple. If you want to show that up on camera, okay? Sophia was just showing me her nail.
Hello, everyone.
There's no.
Oh, okay. I'll
There's
start.
2 people here.
Nice.
Very pretty. We're just looking for some reference photos, and I couldn't. I got these 2 in mind.
Which ones?
Like I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one. And then I'm showing them how to use certain terms
To find.
to find really good looking landscape photography.
Yeah.
Like simple, clear horizon lines,
Yeah.
panoramic photography.
I like the first one.
Yeah, it's like cool. It's a pretty Ron Ransom type painting too. It'd be fun to do. I'll probably do that one, yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything better than that. And just like showing the audience that even like just adding a few things to your search will give you dramatically better
Yeah.
photos to go off. A lot of landscape photography that you're just like given by the algorithm is heavily filtered, and you don't want to use those as references, frankly, because it looks very much like a Hallmark card, and it looks very tacky,
True.
in my opinion, and I'm sure other people, yeah, like Spooky said. Like, you don't really get like a candy colored sky very often in nature, yet there's all these like photos. If you just like spider up landscape photography on Google Chrome, then you get some really like lackluster stuff. But if you add like horizontal landscape photography to that equation, you get more professional grade photography that's been like, it's still edited, but to a much less noticeable degree.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, like I just noticed that a lot of landscape photography on the front page of things is just like fake colored.
Yeah.
Like
It's aesthetically pleasing.
it looks like just like a rainbow landscape. And you want to find that sort of stuff naturally occurring, because there is stuff like that. There are like places like that in the world which are like that, and you want to get a good quality photo of those places to draw your landscapes from or paint them from.
Exactly.
If you can't be on location.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Bob. Okay, so we got a good reference right here. I will close that other one. That other one's pretty cool, but it's also just like, it's just a field of weeds. So with a tree line. So I don't really want to necessarily paint that. For those wondering, we are painting thank you cards to give to people in the future. For those of you who don't know very much about this channel, I paint and draw in many different styles, both classical and modern. And in my free time, I used to make tutorials showing people how to draw like Leonardo da Vinci in a very classical style with an art crayon. And that was fun. I used to do that. I used to use more social media sites than I do now. I've kind of like scaled back social media for a while. It's nice though. It's been really good for my mental health. I feel much calmer. That's why I'm hesitant to do like a Discord or something like that, because that's just so much stress. I already like got a little farther into it, and it's just like, oh my goodness, there's so much, and I don't know what bots I need to use, on Discord or something like that. Just there's so many options for stuff like programs you can run in the background. And I was going to have it just for this channel, just, for people to post their own art or just like ask for, I think I want to make the Discord so people can ask for requests there, and I can like make that into a list of things I can do. So I don't forget anyone. I don't want to forget any of my audience members. That's what I was thinking about using it for. You know, so audience members can be like, they can talk about painting they saw me do and their own thoughts about it, or drawing, or just art news. We can have a section for news about art. I keep up with a few art newspapers, and try to read an article almost every day from them, just to keep informed in the art world. I have a background in world art history, so art history from multiple cultures in the world, not just the Anglophone ones. Hey, welcome. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. We're about to do some watercolor thank you cards. I'm just looking for a landscape reference right now. We're going to be painting a landscape in watercolor with Pan Watercolor from Sakura Paint. I'm just kind of taking a little break and getting some water. Looking up a reference. I think I found one I like. I think I'm going to clean this too really quick. Sorry, guys. Welcome in. Just washing off some trays. Thinking I'm going to do this landscape painting. I'll probably have to turn the heater back on because for it to dry quickly. Because I try to do it like 3 layers of painting, and I want to not muddy up my paintings if possible. I'm going to take a little break. I'm just kind of getting ready to paint. Kind of switching away from drawing to painting. But at least you'll get a good variety of content today. I also posted some videos about the cowboy hat drawings that I'm doing, those doodles that I'm doing every day. So if you want to see how that's going, I'm on day 9 so far. Put on some music. Help me chill out a little bit. YouTube. I got permission again from the creator who explained to me. I'm so sorry. I'm having a little little bit of water to drink and a bird. So we're gonna play some. I guess we could also play like some video game music. Oh, okay. I don't even. When you use, I just want to say I appreciate my audience. It's just if you're asking for a request, you just have to not abbreviate things, so I know what you're asking for. Unless it's like a very common abbreviation, like if it's jargon, then you need to be like, this is jargon or something. Give me some sort of clue as to what you're requesting. Also, just a reminder that if you have a request for art, that you not request things that are of an intellectual property, such as like Sonic the Hedgehog or like Bratz dolls or Barbie or something like that. You can get around that by saying, I want you to draw a regular blue hedgehog. I can do that. Or I want you to draw a doll or something like that. You know, that's something that I could do, but I can't do like licensed brand name characters all the time. You know, because if I do it too much and then someone catches on that I'm doing that all the time, and in the future, you know, people are going to be like super chatting, I don't want to get into trouble, because you know I want to bring you art every single day. So I just don't want to stop that from happening. So just so I can bring art and just fun and joy. And we can hang out today, you know. It's Sunday for me, so enjoying the last little bit of my weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to shoot a bunch of content probably. I might do a live stream depending on what's going on. But I asked the artist that's playing right now, I asked him if there was a license, or them. There's a bunch of people. I asked them if there was a license I could grab for this music, but they said since it's not going to be triggering copyright censors at all, because it's not copyright, that I could just play it in the background of streams, or you can use Dusk's music for shorts. I know because I use this music for my shorts sometimes. And the more times you use it for shorts, like the more popular his music or their music will get. It's a bunch of people, not just one person. That's why I say they. But the more we do share this music and use this music, I know they've said in the future that might not be always the case, but that's good for them. Helps the branding grow for them. So I'm just like really jazzed that I got some good music for streams and stuff like that. But I made sure to like send that email with y'all yesterday. We wrote together an email to this person, and they got back to us really fast, and they were super happy to just use it for what we're using it for. We're just kind of using it to chill too while we paint and draw. So just if I would talk about that, I think it's interesting. And you should always get licensing whenever possible. I also had a backup. There's some more music that we can put on later. I got a backup plan where I scored myself a license for some trademark free music, or it's like music from a specific distributor for like stuff you can use for free. So I made sure to get licensing for that too, just to save myself any copyright claims or anything in the future. I haven't used it yet though, because it's not as cool as like Dusk's music. Is way cooler than that copyright free music. But if you're going to use music in your streams, just all you really need to do is you got to make sure you have the appropriate licensing. What I did was I went ahead and I downloaded the license so that if there's ever a dispute, I can just be like, boom, here's the thing. And the music I'm using right now will not, according to the people who made it, it won't like trigger a copyright filter claim. So that's nice. It's always nice to have a little bit of music going, I think. Let me know if it's too loud or anything, though. Do. Oh boy, it's been about an hour since I had water. Welcome, welcome. We're about to do some more, but I'm just taking a break. We just did a drawing. Today we finished this very colorful drawing. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my reference and get ready to paint. I've been working on that drawing for like 2 or 3 days now. Just gonna get distracted talking to you. Okay, let's get a little bit closer. I'm gonna get the spray ball again. All right. we're ready to paint. Just turning off kind of unnecessary lighting. Okay, so we're going to go with the hockey brush. Good. All right, so another color that we're going to add is going to be this. We're going to start with the sky. So two. There we go. And then there's a river, so we're just going to put that in there, like that. Just soak up a little bit of color. Perfect sky color. Perfect. Well, let's see if I can. There we go. And now I'm seeing little bits of blue sky through the trees, and then get this out of my way. Just want to show you what colors I'm working with. And then there's some color reflected in the water. Right there, and right there. All right. All right. I'm thinking. Oops, that was close. Do, do, do. Apologies for the train, folks. I can't really do too much about that, unfortunately. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Because I should wait. Just make some color for now. That's a good idea. Okay, so I said I was going to wait. I think the sky should be okay. Do, 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 do. This music's great, isn't it, folks? Can I bring? It's gonna be like where the grass on the bank is. That's what that's gonna be. Mixing in some green. Don't mind me. If you hear a sound, just want to mix in some green. That's where all our trees are going to live, right here. Okay, it's showtime. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Try to keep these separate. I think it's a good idea. We'll add some blue to our green, make it darker. Let me think. All right, I'm liking how that looks. And then there's some light foliage in the foreground. We're gonna just... Sorry about the train, folks. Not much I can do about that, right? Just gonna go on by, right? And we're just using the rigger. I mean, the hockey brush. The rigger brush. I got this one. These are the brushes I'm going to use next. So those brushes are used traditionally to paint paintings of ships. And they paint to paint the sails and the mast of the ship. We're adding some darker color, and we're kind of just charging the darker colors of green into the lighter stuff. All right, we're almost done. I gotta wait for this to dry. Let's try to get some of that. Well, there we go. So I gotta wait for this to dry, and then I can come back in. I can add in the water. This is a good start. I can come in though and take some darker colors, make some little bushes right here with my round brush. Oh, it's too dry. Oh no, it's not enough paint. I have to mix up some fresh paint. I'm looking at my reference really quick, folks. Don't mind me, everybody. Cool. And then I'll come back in and I'll add some tree trunks when it's all dry. Okay, I gotta wait for this to dry. Bear with me, folks. Try to get that in focus.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna leave the heater running so it dries a little bit quicker. Alright. While I wait, I'm gonna do a little. So I'm seeing a bunch of like grass and stuff poking out around there. These will be some lily pads. So I gently touch the brush to the paper. Alright. Okay. Now I gotta leave this how it is for a few minutes while it dries. Yeah, no more. And then I'll come back in and I'll paint the water. The water is, in the reference I'm using, the water is like brown green. So I have to mix that fresh, and I have to wait till all this dries or else it's going to bleed all over the place. Matt, hey, thank you. Welcome back. We're doing a landscape paint in watercolor, and I'm just letting things dry really quick underneath a heater while that dries. And then I'm going to mix up some muddy watercolors so I can paint the water of a river flowing right through here. And this will be our first card. We might do a few more. This is a reference. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I should probably freshen up this water. So that's what you can look forward to. All right. Nice clean one. I gotta wait for this to be completely bone dry before I keep going. It'll just be a minute. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we can paint in some trees. Man. These brushes are sometimes pretty hard to use. Let's see if I can focus in on this. All right, let's do a little practice with this brush and then we'll paint some trees. See if I can remember even how to hold these correctly. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty vibing. Yeah, this is earth green, I'm pretty sure. I don't have the label with me right now, but I'm pretty sure this is what color that is. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, there's a bunch of like grass right here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Ooh, cool. I used to not like coloring pencils, but I think that they're pretty fun nowadays. They're pretty fun just to like doodles and fun stuff. But I know some people do really cool stuff I could never do with them. Let's see. There's like a tree here. All right. This will be like the trunks of the trees. It's like 3 trees right there. All right, and then we'll use our smaller brush. I like to keep these brushes kind of wet just so I can, excuse me, just so I can keep the shape. That's so cool. Yeah, I want like artists to stop by here too, just like chill with the crowd. Maybe talk about their work too. You know, so it's not just me. It's actually easier to see this through the camera right now.
This break is brought to you by Adobe Photoshop, featuring the amazing new text-to-image.
Ad break. Oh, dude, ad fucking break.
Get weird. Get creative.
I gotta mix up the color for the river. Got kicked out? What? Welcome back. Sorry if the stream's a little buggy. I'm also streaming music. For real. Okay, there we go. Don't mind me, folks. Just kind of concentrating. Trying to, as much as my little blonde brain will concentrate. There we go. Sorry, I had an itch on my eye. I was trying to focus on not on the tree trunks and stuff, but had this itch in my eye. There we go. All right, there we go. Oh, I should paint the little shoreline. There's this like little line where the water hits the shore, where it just kind of, it's like this. And it's kind of a broken line. There we go. I think that might be a little too much water. Just look at my reference. All right, it's all coming together. Now I gotta wait for just a second for it to just dry. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you got a relaxing vibe from my painting. If you like my paint, let me show you something. If you like this paint, so I used to be part of a group on Facebook called the Ron Ranson Disciples, and it's not. It's like a bunch of watercolor painters. This is one of his books. He has a bunch of books, and he paints like this. And he shows you how to paint like that, in that like classic English watercolor style. He was like an English watercolor painter, and this is like a whole group of people who try to paint in this style. It's a very loose but realistic looking style of watercolor. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's the back painting, and it's mostly like watercolor landscape style. This is how I learned taught myself how to do like watercolor. Just reading books like this. This is like the newest book that I have of his. He died in like 2013. I also recently, yeah, it's sad. He's very talented. I also like this watercolor painter. He's also gone. Excuse me. He's also gone. But he does like. Let me show you. A good example of his work. These two painters, they're both really considered like pretty talented watercolorists, but these are just like some studies he's done for his books, stuff like that. This is Frank Webb. His watercolors are really geometric, which is, it's a little different looking, but it's really cool. I'm trying to like study his style of painting as well. Those are just like some leads if on like style and stuff like that. You can find books like that on like thrift books for like $9, $10 USD. If you want to learn how to like do the kind of painting I'm doing right now. And this is something completely different. This is the colored pencil we were doing earlier. I finished that. So I'm doing some watercolor. Just a giant silly doodle. This thing is huge. That doodle, it's like 5 times as wide as that. Yeah, I didn't know if you were coming back or not, Caesar. So I just put that aside for now. But I want to show you that. Okay, so this is like the part where it's like, if we mess up this next part, it's like it's going to look womp womp. You know, it's going to be over for us. It will be Jover. So we're going to pre-mix our colors. It's going to be pretty Jover. This is like the last part of the paint, almost. But if we mess this up, it's not going to go well for us. So there is a little bit of pressure at this part. So we're going to test our color on this napkin, you know, just like, there we go. That's looking pretty good. That's the color we're using. We want to add a little bit more brown. And we're just going to add brown and green together. Oops, sorry about the train, everybody. A little Payne's gray in there just to darken that up. And we're going to lean back towards the greener colors. All right, so I think I'm going to have to layer this because this is not mixing out the way I want it to. But we're always testing our colors to make sure they're the colors we want in the first place. Let's do a little test. All right. We want to do this as few strokes. Okay. We're going to take a deep breath. And then we're going to put a little bit more color on our palette. Just a mixture of the earth green and those colors. Just going to have it just dry up for 1 second or two. Not completely drying, just like a little, just soaking into the paper. And we're going to hit it with another wash. Just looking back at my reference. And then there's like a little dip. And then whoop. We're using progressively less water as we go. All right. So if we angle the brush this way, we can get sharper lines. You can put some paint gray. Then we're going to go full Payne's gray. There we go. I'm just adjusting the light right now. All right. You can see how wet it is right now. Oh, that's right in my face. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm just doing some little details. All right, now that just has to dry. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. People say I am like the background painter for Studio Ghibli. Whenever they see a landscape I do, they're like, wow, that looks like a Ghibli film background. They're like, it gives me nostalgia and stuff. I'm afraid to touch it with any more paint, though, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And that's a thank you card for someone. Yeah, I like watercolor. It's very relaxing for me. It's also very challenging, but it's very relaxing if you you have like the right headspace where you can just kind of like calm yourself enough to do it. Because like it is very unforgiving, but if you just kind of let things kind of be impressionistic in the way they are, and you don't mess with things too much, the end result can be very pretty. I can probably do one more. Trying to dry this a little faster. Put the heater over here so it dries faster. Oh, I need a bathroom break, anyways. Be right back. Yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect. I have, some moments in my life where I get angry. It's all about where you like put your energy. Yeah. Put a lot of my time and energy just into art, personally, and just trying to live a good life as best I can. This is our palette. Looks like a landscape, doesn't it? Doesn't that look like a little landscape right there? There's like the sky and the trees. Alright, so this is our thank you card. It's one of them. Oh no, it's not completely dry. Okay, there we go. Yeah, when I took up the off the tape, it started to peel some of the paper away. Oh, it's like a muddy river. With some trees. Alright. It feels good when you peel off the tape and you're like, wow, that border looks super nice. Just put that there for a second. I gotta get some new water. Thank you. A little tip is in between using your brush, make sure you make sure for sure that your brushes are dry in between use. If you're doing watercolor, or else you're going to be throwing out a lot of brushes. I've had this brush for like at least 3-4 years. And I did this whole painting with like this and 2 other brushes. I think it's been more closer to 4 years. I gotta wash my palette. This is what the back of the card looks like. I like to put a little message, and then I like to put the date and the time, or at least like the date that we did, and then like just like what the title is. Let me put a title on that before I forget. Excuse me, folks. I would say watercolor is probably like the most peaceful thing. I mean, the most like peaceful way of like painting anything. And then there's like 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. Water. Looking for a new reference. Sorry, folks. I just have a little fun. That's gross. I am a gross human being. I'm so sorry. I should be less disgusting, you know. I like to say, you know, there ain't no trash like white trash, you know, like me, and know what I'm saying? Anyways, not like you couldn't tell just by, you know, when I paint and stuff. The cowboy hats are real, people. I'm just gonna say, the cowboy hats are real. That's the only jokes I'm gonna make. I don't want all the white people getting offended in the chat section. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Seas and stuff are pretty cool. It's just hard to paint sometimes because it's just like where, you know, I have like painted the sea when it's like really rough and there's like a natural disaster happening. So there's like a lot of drama happening. But if it's like very calm, it gets very boring looking sometimes. Because nostalgia is good, but you don't want your piece to look too boring. Like, you know, there's a little bit of, right here, there's like a little bit dark, a little bit of light color and stuff like that. If it's all light color, like I've been on the open sea before, and it's just like a blue plane where the sky is meeting a blue plane where the water is, and it's just I don't know how people enjoy that. It's very monotonous. I mean, there's you know, other sides to like the open water and stuff. It's you know, it's very beautiful, but it's also just like not very interesting to paint that. I like to paint a little bit of land, a little bit of water together. You know, try to think like what makes your painting complete. It's like a little bit of land, a little bit of water, a little bit of sky, all together. I was saying earlier that this brush is used for painting sailing ships. like sea ships. It's for painting like the sails. But you can use it for other things like painting trees, for example. I sometimes paint boats. Like when I'm painting like a nautical motif, I'm painting like boats and stuff. I'm just looking for a reference to do one more painting. I'm gonna drink some water so I don't annoy all of you. So I was talking. I usually don't talk that much. Not at all. Have to drink extra water. B-D-D-D-D. Oh, I got distracted. I was like looking for music instead. Okay, landscapes. Landscape. Okay. Let's take a look at what we can paint up next. Okay. Alright, I'm not seeing a ton. Let me take a look. I'm going to spider around just a little bit, looking for stuff. And when I'm done spidering, I will paint something. Or I could just make something up. Yep, I'm thinking we'll make something up with this one. YouTube really isn't giving me a whole bunch of suggestions. All right. Oh, happy early birthday. Happy early birthday to you. Compliments a ti. Where is this? Please cumpleaños a ti. All right. Let's see. You're welcome. Do 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 do. Since it's cold outside, let's do a snowy sort of scene. And these are very small paintings, folks. We're doing very, very tiny paintings. Oh, let's show you what we mean by small. So, some people really like these. I just like to show them off on breaks. These are my tiny sketchbooks. This is a little tiny landscape I did. This is about 6 centimeters across. Which is like half an inch almost. Someone requested I drew this witch. And then this got me a bunch of views. Yeah, this little frog. Just drawing that got me a ton of people like loving that. Something a little bit better though. It's like this got me a bunch of views drawing this apple. And like for size comparison, this is like a tiny little portrait of a guy in a hat and a little landscape. So a little tiny landscape. I like to show these off during like break in between doing art pieces because people like them. How tiny they are. Little tiny portrait. Little house. Like a skull. Like weird face in the shadows. Some like sort of abstract stuff. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Let me see one more. People have been like requesting that I do like animals and stuff. Here's a tiny little horse. Mushroom. This is like oil pastel. Just like more faces. Some bananas. Just a little angry dude. Someone requested I do this cat. About 30 years since I was pretty young. A long time. A long time. Art is the one thing I've loved doing my whole entire life, friend. Like art, writing. I have better aptitude scores for like writing, but I'm more interested in doing visual art than writing. Trying to think how am I gonna do that? Guess I gotta do the sky first. Let me try look for a reference. I don't want this to look super bad. Horizontal landscapes. Like when you're looking, a little tip when you're looking for a reference for a landscape, don't get one that looks very obvious that it's been super chopped up and edited. A little editing is fine, like color correction and stuff like that. That's fine. But if you just see colors and you're like, wow, those colors don't really happen in nature naturally, or they look really muted. If the saturation looks like it's been turned down, you don't want to use that as a reference for your landscape paint. You want to get something that's pretty close to how the human eye sees. That will help just achieve better readability and recognition as a landscape. That's pretty conventional advice, but it's just something to keep in mind because when you're looking at images you didn't take yourself on the internet, there are a few considerations just like for painting. You can do whatever you want, sure, but some of these, like a lot of these landscape images that are just photography samples online, they look bad and they look way hyper edited. Like I'm seeing one where it's like mostly one color. It's like a magenta sort of color. And it's like when you just paint like one color like that, it tends to look pretty boring and it looks like amateur. You want to have like, you just want to naturally have like a full range of colors. I don't personally like painting a lot of green, which you find in like, grassy landscapes and stuff like that, because it's just very boring. If you want something that's like really fun to paint, like do like running water or like a river. Rivers tend to be very dynamic things to paint. I like to paint like desert landscapes and stuff, but a lot of photos of deserts, they have a filter over them that makes them kind of sienna colored, and that's just that's not naturally the sort of light you'd be observing in the desert. That's just a filter that's put over most like non-professional photography to make it look tricky, like it's going to trick people into thinking it looks good. It's just it's like you can paint from that as a resource, but I've never seen anyone recommend it ever, because it kind of it leads to stuff that when you paint it looks really cliche, and it's like you don't really like it, you're not very satisfied with it, as opposed to like natural lighting schemes. I'm just looking for some references to paint from, and I'll get right back to painting. Some more advice, like try not to paint like a tree in a field. Paint like a bunch of trees, using shapes. One tree by itself kind of just looks awkward when you paint it in watercolor at least. It looks very pretty as a photograph though. I'm not saying no one knows this sort of stuff, but if you didn't know it, it can save you a bunch of time. Oh, that's really pretty. That's like something William Turner, the artist, would paint. That's cool. Open image, new tab. We're looking at a snowy lake. It looks like. Oh wow! I got this little. This file is very big. There we go. That's blown up to like 500 times the size of that. Oh. All right. Cool. So I'm seeing some peace. Peace out. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Have a good night. All right. So a little trick landscape paint is to take some sienna, some raw sienna like this, and do a little wash over everything that's not supposed to be like vividly white in your landscape paint. I mean, so there's like the shore right here. So that's why we're supposed to keep white, and there's like a horizon line. All right, so this initial wash. The initial wash needs to dry for a few seconds, but not completely. We're going to be mixing this blue in with this sienna. These are just the colors that we're using that I'm saying. If you're not familiar with those words, I'm sorry, I'll slow down. They're painting terms for watercolor. And then we have a reflection in the water. So we're going to go with our blue that we mixed up. And it's the same color as the sky. And it's going to be that raw sienna color plus the blue we're using mixed together. And there's like the reflection of the trees right here. So we're going to actually put those in first before we put in like anything else. Okay. I'm gonna remove some of this water. All right, we're doing reflection. Well, it's not enough paint on brush. So it's kind of warmer color right here in the reflection where the tree is being reflected. We take some paint gray and cool down this brown color. All right. Wait for that to dry. Oh, there's a little hair right here. Try to get rid of it. Okay. That's where the river other side is going to be. We're going to come back into this fresh color and we're going to put another layer. Oh, that's too much color. See how blue that is? Gross. My neighbors just like smoke cigarettes. He's just like, I don't smoke cigarettes personally, but he's the one guy who smokes cigarettes. Sorry if you had to hear him just coughing. And then on the shore, there's like this purplish blue. It's kind of warmer than the color on the lake. So that's going to be our lake. And we can probably scrape out a little bit of the color in the lake. No, I don't want to mess anything up, personally. I'm just going to soften up the edge right there. There we go. That's going to be like a distant tree. We're going to come in with some twigs and stuff, like to make it look more like a tree there. Mixing up some alizarin crimson and some of that blue. It's like French ultramarine or something. Okay, that's a good color. Start fixing, just concentrate on the painting. There we go. And it's going to look a little bit rough until we get where we're going, but sorry. I'm probably going to cut it. It's getting kind of a rushed vibe. There we go. Oh, looking back at our reference though, just taking a deep breath. Peace out. Cedar. Alright, we're kind of just laying the groundwork for some calligraphy type details. Okay, so it's starting to come together. I'm going to do like a gimmicky type thing really quick. Where I'm kind of like, I won't be able to see much. So it's like the shore. And then I'm going to do the gimmicky thing. Oh, there's not enough water. There's a bunch of detail on the shore. A bunch of powdered snow. There we go. Yep. You know, we can stick some like twigs coming out of the snow. We're going to be using this brush pretty soon a lot. Alright. Just testing some colors. Colors doodle, like and subscribe. Probably the last time I'm going to say that because I'm almost done for tonight. Cool. Alright, so that's very light. You can barely see those trees in the distance. So let's make that a little darker. It's very, you can vary the colors of your tree trunks because, there's different trees out there, coexisting in the same space. Alright, so we go from like a brownish color to a bluish color. Ooh, it's like giving me chills. It's so snowy looking. Alright, we're almost done. I had to wait for that last one to dry. I probably could wait a little bit longer for that last one to dry. But, this turned out alright. It's a good little watercolor. I'll probably give that one to my healthcare provider next time I go to see them. Paint some foliage on the opposite side of the river. There's none over here. There's none over here at all. Just see if I can use some of this leftover. There's leftover paint on my palette from previous attempts. And I want to see if I can just like make some little squiggly details. That paint. I have to add in some detail on the shores still. You don't want to paint these tree trunks. You don't want to paint them like Payne's gray or some sort of jet black. You want to kind of paint them transparent color at the distance they're at. So the little blobby circles are supposed to be like the leaves or the snow on the leaves at this time of year. And this brush is just perfect for, when you hold it right, not like me. There we go. It's perfect for drawing those trees in the distance. I have two of them. I'm going to show you the other one. Let that dry for a second. Turn on the heater so it dries a little quicker. Let's see about. Alright. Just very light colors to put into the background. It's too much water. There we go. It's too much water. There we go. Yeah, that works. Just worried for a second. Okay. It's like the distant trees. Now I gotta wait for all this to dry. I'll turn on the heater. It will dry pretty quick. It'll take like a minute or so. And then we got the last little details. We're good. We did this painting. Pretty sweet. We're doing a snow scene. We're gonna paint those trees in and call it good. Just stretching my hands while it dries. Out. your dishes back. There's always time to do the dishes back. Alright. That way. Hey, welcome back. We're almost done with that painting. Just wrapping things up. I was waiting for things to dry, doing a little work in the background. Would paint the tree trunks and on the bank of the river. Alright, let's get to it. Where did that go? That's not good. Where did I put that? There's no way I put that in my pocket. That is not in my pocket. Where did that go? So we got this one. And I am definitely missing brush. That's so weird. Where did I? Oh. Is it here? Interesting. Interesting. Where did I punch file as a pencil? Oops. Well, that's an expensive time. Oh, that's right. Found it. Alright, so let's draw some distant trees. Now that we have everything. That's looking pretty alright. So we have our size 0 brush. And then we're going to draw a little shoreline. Oh. There's a bunch of trees all bundled up right here. We're going to draw the shoreline and then we'll get into the trees. I just have to do it one thing at a time. I have to remind myself to do it one thing at a time. Okay. Patience, it'll look better in a second. Patience, patience, patience. Let's see. Should mix that a little bit more. So there's a bunch of branches on this tree that I'm looking at. And we're not interested in drawing every single little branch. But if you're really good with this sort of brush, you can draw every single little branch on this tree. I'm just lightly kind of just touching the brush to the paper. That's like the other side of the shore from the lake, and this is a tree. Sorry, I had to turn off that heater. It was getting too hot for me. I gotta look at my reference. Okay, so there's some tree branches jutting away from. You want to paint the illusion of detail. You don't want to paint too much detail. And then there's some trees over here. Mm. Try not to overdo it with color. So do. Oh, that's too much water. It's very delicate work we're doing. And we can paint a little bit more detail. to the sky. Oops. Just try and put a little contrast over there. Just like this shape of shadow shape right. A little shadow shape right there. And that's our reference. That's us. Cool. Turn the hair on for a little bit longer so it dries nice and evenly. All right. And just call it good. That's like a winter lake. And then we did the summery spring version of like pretty much the same thing. Pretty much. It's wherever you want to be in your imagination. That's gotta dry for like a minute or two, folks. We did a lot of art today. Sorry, that was my hands. If you hear cracking, that's my joints. My hands. All right, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. That's gonna make a great thank you card. I'm gonna put my brushes away. I'm just gonna dry that for a little bit longer. Make sure the tape is all dry before I take it off, or else it'll rip. Sorry, folks, if you're a seasoned painter, you probably already know all this stuff. I'm just, for people who might want to also paint, just little tips that help me. Hopefully, they'll help you too. Help you go further, quicker. That's the idea. Nice. Did 2 watercolor paintings. And they're very different. They're not, too similar, which is great. Shows us that we're getting range in our painting. There you go. Just Just little nature scenes, no buildings or anything this time. After this, I'm gonna have a nice little dinner. I hope you treat yourself to some food too. If you're following along with the channel, we're on day 9 of the Cowboy Hat Challenge. Next live stream, I'm probably going to go in and just start coloring in these characters to match, the color scheme. So that's where we are with that. We do a lot of different art on this channel, folks. To the VOD watchers, thanks for coming in. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the compliment. We do a lot of different kinds of art on this channel. We're always open to trying new media. I'm hoping to save up to get some of this really awesome acrylic paint that is a little different than what you've probably seen acrylic paint do in the past. Just see how dry this is really quick. Okay, cool. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. That's 2 watercolor landscapes. Frozen Shore. A name doesn't have to be really too difficult. Frozen Shore. And these are, for anyone interested, these are the Canson brand watercolor postcards. I gave one to my partner. Wow, cool. They're racing outside. That was cool. I gave one to my partner the other day. They make good gifts. She really liked it. You can, they're little postcards. You can leave a little message right here. Well, I'm going to go get some food, get some dinner. Thanks for coming, watching some watercolor and some doodling. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Be well. Bye.